Our joy is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are.
So welcome everybody. We've got a really exciting afternoon planned. We've got some great speakers, some great musicians. Jam is here recording. And I just wanted to, hold on a second, let me do this. I wanted to thank everybody who's helped put this together. Woo! So next up is Siva, and I'm going to let her introduce herself a little bit. Siva? Oh, here she comes.
I can do it for sweet tea.
Mohsen, can you please come up here for meditation? We're going to meditate with Mohsen. Suggestion. Here. That's good. This is close enough. Check. Yes. Check. That was nice. A little sound meditation. A little closer. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to play this bowl for a moment to bring us all together. We're already all together, but this is a tool to help deepen the practice of being together. The sound of the bowl, this bowl specifically, is tuned to the heart, to your heart center. Thank you to Joey for bringing me up here today. And my name is Siva Samantha, and most everyone knows me as Sam. Siva Samantha is my yoga initiated name. And I'm here with my friend Hannah and my friend Mohsen. We have been in this community for a while together, and I've seen them grow, and I wanted to bring them with me to share how I've seen them grow and they've helped me grow, and now together as a movement, we are all growing together. It feels really good to be here today. I see so many faces that I know and so many new people as well, and I wanted to honor my roots in this community. I've been here, I guess, about 15 years in the Upper Valley. And the community that I found has been so welcoming, and I know Mohsen speaks of this too, and I know a lot of you feel this as well. So I'll speak to how Hannah and I met at the Center for Transformational Practice at my daughter's birthday party, which was a huge community party. Mohsen was there too. She was like, Uncle Mohsen's here. So that was really sweet. And so I met Hannah, and we ended up doing a yoga teacher training together. So my roots, my lineage of yoga are entwined with Hannah. And my roots of Unitarian Universalist practices are entwined with Mohsen, because that's where we met, the Heartland UU. So all those people that are part of those organizations who have helped me be here today, I want to thank you. And all the people who are embodying the practices and walking the talk and being together for love, for peace, for liberation. I'm really grateful that you're here today. And I wanted to lift up some more names. I mean, these are the people who I brought with me, and you've brought people with you as well. And not just people. Like I want to give thanks to the land and the animals and all beings. This is for the liberation of all beings everywhere. Woo! And in the UU tradition, we light a chalice, and a lot of other traditions too. So I'll sing a little sweet song too. I know Hannah's going to be singing a lot. But this is a chalice lighting that I do for the children in Heartland. So I'll light the chalice. Light the lamp. In India, the Indian Liberation Day was yesterday, and it's Krishna's birthday today. Hare Krishna. And it goes, you might know the tune. Sing along if you catch it. Light, light, light the flame, peaceful as a dove. Joyfully, 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 joyfully fill the world with love. Ready? Light, light, light the flame, peaceful as a dove. Joyfully, 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 joyfully fill the world with love. Such a chalice lighting. Sing it with children. It's catchy. And then, so all of this is kind of like a call to mindfulness. And I got to lift up some voices and presence of my friends who really embody the presence of peace and moving that peace to action. That's what's important. Grounding in these practices, grounding in the meditation and the prayer and your beingness and your consciousness and bringing it out into the world. So I will give you an opportunity, if you'd like, to just start naming who you're really grateful for, and do it from your heart, like love. It could just be the person next to you. Look at an object of love and lose yourself in it. Lift up a name, a tree, birch trees. I hear you at rallies, so I know you have voices. Say your best friend's name.
Honeybees.
Honeybees, just us.
Melanie.
Christine. Mom. I'm coming you, Sarah. Amy. His son. Simon.
I hear many voices, and I honor the names that were spoken and those that we hold dear in our heart that were unspoken as well. Thank you for sharing. I'm just grateful to be here. Thank you all for being here. I'll play this and we'll just have a few more minutes of meditation. We could go on in meditation, and I do hope you join me for meditation another time, and I hope we enjoy life as a moving meditation together. I'm not going to go on too much, but I have a table over there, Justice Within. It started out as Meditate with Mohsen while he was in detainment, and we were meditating with him, and now it's transforming into Justice Within, meditation for liberation. So see me at the table, and I'll show you some more. Thank you.
Oh, you're sleeping. Oh, okay.
How does this work? Oh. Okay. Hi, I'm Hannah. Hi. You ready to sing some more? Thank you. Oh, word. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you. Hooray. No, it's perfect. Yeah, thank you. So let's just breathe together. Take a big breath in. Let it out. Feeling your feet on the earth or your seat on the earth. Noticing the sky above you, the sun. Is there a breeze? Maybe not. We're here. We're alive. So this song comes from Serena Partridge, and it goes like this. I'll sing it, and then we'll just sing it together. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are a mighty chorus, and we are not afraid. Let's sing it together, our love, here we go. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are a mighty chorus, and we are not afraid. All right, what else is stronger than the fear? Our love is. What else is stronger than the fear? Anybody? Our hope, here we go. Our hope is stronger than the fear. Oh yeah, I hear you singing. Our hope is stronger than the fear. Our hope is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are a mighty chorus, and we are not afraid. Okay, what else is stronger than the fear? Our joy, here we go. Our joy is stronger than the fear. You gotta show it though. Our joy is stronger than the fear. Yes, sing along. Our joy is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are a mighty chorus, and we are not afraid. One more time with love, with all you got. Sing it out, everybody. Okay, here we go. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are a mighty chorus, and we are not afraid. Beautiful. Thank you for singing.
Oh, Hannah. She's my favorite songstress. But I was listening to Susan. What a voice. Susan is up next. Her last name is Brison, not Bison. That I remember from my notes. She's a Dartmouth professor, and she's going to talk. Is that one on?
It's on. No, I don't know. I'll use that.
Use this one. Okay. All right. No, go for it.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mohsen. Thanks to everybody. I have been teaching at Dartmouth in the philosophy department since 1985, but I am here not on behalf of Dartmouth nor on behalf of the philosophy department, but as a concerned citizen and as a scholar of free speech. I've been asked to say a few things about this. So I arrived at Dartmouth in the fall of 1985 in the heyday of the Dartmouth Review, which had already spawned Dinesh D'Souza and Laura Ingram, and had created a hostile environment for so many of us, including Blacks, Native Americans, women, gays, and lesbians, and yes, Jews, including Mariana Hirsch, whom I saw here, and Ivy Schweitzer, who have been politically active, and Leo Spitzer, since the time I arrived, before the time I arrived in 1985. This was when there was real anti-Semitism on campus. But at the time we were told it was just speech, protected by the First Amendment, which was false because Dartmouth is a private university. But that year, many of us, students, faculty, staff, participated in numerous protests on the Green against the apartheid regime in South Africa. In November 1985, the Dartmouth Community for Divestment, a student-led movement campaigning to get the campus to divest from companies doing business in South Africa, erected 4 shanties on the Green. They served an educational function. We learned from invited speakers and from each other. The protests were always peaceful. There was a real sense of community, of solidarity, and sometimes joy. We sang, student groups danced, performed theater pieces. The shanties were allowed to stand from November 1985 till February 1986. And the only violence that occurred was in January 1986 when 12 students, including 10 from the Dartmouth Review, smashed 3 of the 4 shanties with sledgehammers while people were sleeping inside them. In the early hours of the morning after the first national celebration of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. This was the only act of violence connected with political protest that I'm aware of in my nearly 40 years at Dartmouth. And it was committed not by the pro-divestment protesters, but by other students trying to shut them down, to silence them, with a particularly violent heckler's veto. Imagine my surprise when I learned that one of the students who took a sledgehammer to the shanties that night, Jerry Hughes, class of '88, was invited to campus this past May by an alumni group, the Dartmouth Free Speech Alliance, to moderate a panel on free speech at the Rockefeller Center. The event was co-sponsored by the college's Dartmouth Dialogues Initiative and featured 2 administrators and a representative from the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. In 1987, James Friedman, who had been dean of the law school at the University of Iowa, became the first Jewish president of Dartmouth College. At a special faculty meeting on March 28, 1988, President Friedman condemned, quote, what the Review has done on this campus as irresponsible, mean-spirited, cruel, and ugly. I and many faculty members were elated to hear Friedman say publicly what we knew to be true, but he was attacked by many alumni and even some fellow law professors, including Alan Dershowitz, who called him to complain that he was violating the First Amendment by chilling students' free speech. This was total bullshit, not only because Dartmouth is a private institution, can't violate the First Amendment, but also because the Dartmouth administration never once subjected the Dartmouth Review writers and editors to disciplinary action for their speech. But that didn't prevent the Review from vilifying Friedman. They proudly took up mean-spirited, cruel, and ugly as their motto. The October 19, 1988 issue under the heading Ein Reich, ein Volk, ein Friedman published an article likening Dartmouth's president to Hitler and comparing the effects of his campus policies to the Holocaust. The issue the following week had a drawing on the cover depicting Friedman as Hitler. And then on Friday, September 28, 1990, on the eve of Yom Kippur, the masthead included an anti-Semitic passage from Mein Kampf. Quote, by warding off the Jews, I am fighting for the Lord's work. At that time, no one in the federal government suggested that a campus tolerating clearly anti-Semitic and racist hate speech was in violation of Title VI. which states no person in the United States shall, on the ground of race, color, or national origin, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subject to discrimination under any program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. On the contrary, in John Doe versus University of Michigan, a 1990 opinion ruling unconstitutional a policy on discrimination and discriminatory harassment that the university had instituted after a barrage of assaultive, racist hate speech on campus, Judge Avon Cohn wrote, quote, "It is an unfortunate fact of our constitutional system that the ideals of freedom and equality are often in conflict." He concluded that, quote, "While the court is sympathetic to the university's obligation to ensure equal educational opportunities for all of its students, such efforts must not be at the expense of free speech." But now, students and faculty, many of them Jewish, who dare to criticize the Israeli government in any way are being charged with anti-Semitism. And Trump's administration is using Title VI as a legal weapon, threatening to withdraw all federal funding from campuses that allow such speech which is clearly protected by the First Amendment. Harmeet Dillon, the Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division under Donald Trump, is the one spearheading the administration's campaign to freeze federal funding for universities that are alleged to have failed to adequately address anti-Semitism on campus. Her division is also actively working to dismantle DEI initiatives. And who is Harmeet Dillon? Yeah, my reaction as well. She's a Dartmouth alum, class of 1989, and the editor-in-chief of the Dartmouth Review, who authorized publication of the scurrilous anti-Semitic attacks on President Friedman. A few months ago, on April 28th, President Sian Bilak met with Dillon and Dillon's senior counsel, allegedly to, quote, "discuss combating anti-Semitism and encouraging free speech on college campuses," end quote. Shortly after their meeting, Dillon posted on X, "I was so impressed to learn how Dartmouth, my alma mater, is getting it right after all these years. Kudos to Dartmouth." But can anyone seriously think the Trump administration is concerned about anti-Semitism, given what some members of the administration have said and given Trump's pardon of neo-Nazis, January 6th insurrectionists, including the guy with the Camp Auschwitz hoodie? Last May, NPR identified 3 Trump officials with close ties to anti-Semitic extremists, including a man described by federal prosecutors as a Nazi sympathizer and a prominent Holocaust denier. As historian of fascism Timothy Snyder has said, quote, "Jews in the United States are being instrumentalized in an effort to build a more authoritarian American system. The real and continuing history of the oppression of Jews is transformed into a bureaucratic tool called anti-Semitism, which is used to suppress education and human rights, and so, in the end, to harm Jews themselves." Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. What a story. I hadn't heard that story. Becca, you're next, but just before Becca comes up, I just wanted to, where's Tim? Tim O'Hare, is he around? Okay, see the guy in the green shirt over there waving? Okay, if anybody would like to sign a petition for the Apartheid-Free Communities, please see Tim in that tent. We have applications for pretty much all of the Upper Valley towns, or petitions, I'm sorry, petitions for all the Upper Valley towns. So if you're a registered voter in a town on the Vermont side of the river, could you please go see Tim and he'll tell you what it's all about?
See me.
Or see Duncan, he's floating with petitions over here. Particularly if you're from Heartland or Hartford right now, and Norwich, and Sharon and Stratford and all the rest, so. Okay, so next up we have Becca White, Senator Becca White. She's our token politician for the afternoon. She can introduce herself because I can't read the small print.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you. Yes, you're token politician, but some of you need to run for office too. So, okay, I actually wrote down what I wanted to say because, and I don't do that very often. So, Mohsen, this is for you. So as I was introduced, I am one of 3 folks who serve Windsor County along with Joe Major and Allison Clarkson. And I'm one of the 24 folks who voted on the Senate floor just days after Mohsen's detainment to decry the denial of due process. 24 out of 30. Yeah. There were 6 folks who did not speak to me for a few weeks there. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about the experience of that detainment and what we can do as a political movement. I think we spent some time on the spiritual movement and I think the academic movement, but we also really need to talk about the state of politics in our country and how the Free Palestine movement matters here in our community and what happened when we had someone who was speaking to that cause detained. So I want to ask you a question. What does it say about our nation that someone as peaceful, as kind, and as driven to share the truth about Palestine, what does that say about our nation that they were one of the first people to be detained by the Trump administration? The story I tell now, and the answer to that question for me, is in the context of Mohsen's unlawful denial of his constitutional rights. And that story is not, for me, about Donald Trump. That story for me is not about Marco Rubio. That story for me is a story of this community. When there were masked individuals in unmarked vehicles that paraded through Colchester, Vermont on a gorgeous day like today, to detain Mohsen for no reason other than they were scared of the things that he was saying about Palestinian liberation. On that day, I decided to Instagram Live what was going on because I am a millennial, and when I'm frightened, I guess it's Instagram Live, folks. That's my defense mechanism. In that moment of pure terror, of seeing masked men putting on bulletproof vests to take Mohsen out of an office building in Colchester, Vermont, in that moment, hundreds, if not thousands of you immediately woke up. The moment that happened, I got text messages, I got phone calls. I had people from every walk of life in the Upper Valley who had interacted with Mohsen at a documentary film screening, at a Shabbat dinner, at the co-op, at Norwich's Dan and Wits, when he was at the Dirt Cowboy Cafe, or if they talked to him on the street and he was super nice to them. Suddenly, all of you really, really cared about due process. And what impressed me so much about this community was that shock, that fear that we talked about earlier with Hannah. You got over that fear so quickly. You all got over that fear almost instantaneously. And we had Signal group chats set up by women in our community. We had donation links set up to make sure his legal fees were covered. His lawyers had written a habeas corpus brief before it even went and happened. People were ready and they were prepared and they knew what to do. And that was so helpful for me as a politician because I did not know what to do. I did not know what to do when someone who was a constituent and a friend was taken in such an egregious way for their free speech rights being denied. That Friday afterwards, that short 2-week period, within that Friday, we had organized, completely separate from me, hundreds of people showing up to the First Unitarian Universalist Church who were concerned and scared because they didn't know what had happened to Mohsen, and we were suddenly filled with a vacuum of rumor and misinformation. And in that moment, those folks who showed up and you who showed up today, you said, I don't give in to misinformation, I don't give in to fear, and I show up when I'm needed. And at that event, I was like shaking. I was barely sleeping. I was having night night terrors where I pictured my mother and my father and my brother being taken at night without anyone's warning because it didn't make sense that they could take Mohsen. If they could take Mohsen, they could take any person in our community. If they can take a green card holder, they sure as hell are gonna take a US citizen. So I was scared. And the community's capture of that moment where you all stood up was the first time I was able to breathe easy, where I felt relief for days. And I just want to thank you for that. And I want to just signal 3 things that we need to do coming out of that moment, coming out of that fear, and supporting Mohsen. The first is that we need to have media literacy and an understanding of the types of tactics that folks will be using against people in our community. Those tactics include listing them on websites where they are terrorists, where they are radical activists, where they're calling people out. We have people, not just Mohsen, in our community who were listed as people who need to be taken by the government. That should scare you, because it wasn't necessarily just folks who had showed up for Free Palestine rallies. I'm sure you've all shown up to many No Kings rallies. It was that group of people who were on those lists, and not far down from where Mohsen was. So understanding the types of media and internet content that is being driven to tell you to be afraid of people of color, that's telling you to be afraid of peaceful activists, please think deeply about that. Please think deeply about that. When you start to hear things that don't line up with the character of a neighbor or a friend, think about it. What is the benefit of them being targeted? What is the benefit of that? Think about that. So that's my first point. The second is I want to talk about political action in this moment in the state of Vermont. Sorry if you're from New Hampshire, but you guys got a lot of work to do too, so feel free to talk to me later. But in Vermont, I'm not even gonna talk about the federal government, but in Vermont, we were able to pass a bill called S-44. S-44 was a bill that stops the governor, or gives the governor the authority to not allow ICE to be deputizing local law enforcement. Yeah. And when we worked on that piece of legislation, people said, oh, you're not gonna need that. That's not gonna happen. Oh, well, you know, hindsight 2020. So there's 2 other pieces of legislation you need to know. The first is we're going to move a bill around Palestine specifically. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna be talking about the apartheid that is happening in Palestine in Vermont. And you are going to hear elected officials get real quiet. And it's gonna be our job to make them feel comfortable. I'm sorry, politicians are so basic. We need affirmation. We need you to tell us to do something, to give us a backbone to do it. I know that sucks, it really does, but I wanna be honest with you. So once the news starts going about a Palestinian-related, a Free Palestine bill, please email the people you know supporting it. And say thank you for standing up, because they're gonna be called anti-Semitic. They're gonna be called supporting genocide, even though we all know who's really supporting genocide. So please support that bill. The second bill is going to be a repeat of what's happening in New York called the MELT Act. And that will not allow masked individuals to take people. You cannot be masked. Don't wear a mask. Like, why? It's like when, yeah. So please support that in January. Okay, the last thing I want to say, and you know, if you don't already know about Mohsen's character, well, you got to hear this story. So I got my e-bike stolen. Womp womp. It was really a big bummer. Of all the sad things that could happen to you. And while my e-bike was still, it's been returned to me. While my e-bike was still out there, I got a beautiful text message from Mohsen, because he had an e-bike that he wanted to give me. And that was just such a full circle moment of, you know what? I didn't do it for the e-bike. But to have someone in your community who saw that I was so bummed and had just the opportunity to step up. He was the only person who did that. And it really blew me away. And it's so small, but all of us have like a Mohsen story like that. So I just want to lift up not only the humanity and the work you're doing and free Palestine, but I also want to lift up you as a person, Mohsen, and all the community and help that you've given us. So thank you, and thank you all for being here. I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Becca.
I'm just gonna say, I got a petition for Hartford for what we're doing over there. Is there a Hartford resident or
Yep.
voter in Hartford? No,
That's all.
I'm just talking to them.
Oh, he was just talking to the folks over here in New Hampshire. Okay, thank you, Becca. And next up, we have a little music. I do want to say, you know, in between each person, I'm going to come out here and do some spiel. There's plenty of food over there, so help yourself. And, you know, avail yourself of the gifts that people brought. I think that's wonderful. Also, if you like my t-shirt, you can go over there and make a donation to Mohsen, and 100% of the money today goes to Mohsen, either the legal fee or the foundation. There's other t-shirts, not just this, but I think we still have some ICE equals Gestapo shirts left, maybe. What?
Eat the rich.
Oh, Eat the Rich. We've got some Eat the Rich tie-dyes. Okay, so next up is Ethan Avendano Lawrence. Did I do it?
You nailed it.
Oh, God, I had such a hard time with his name. Ethan's actually an old friend of mine. I can't pronounce his name. Social worker, Hartford, or he's in Windsor now. And he is a friend of the museum. Most of you know the Main Street Museum over here. And he's the guy that I call whenever I'm in trouble and I need something. I go, Ethan, can we borrow? Can you come help? And he always says yes. So get his number.
Joey, would you grab the mic for me? Joey, would you grab
What's that?
I can do this. That's fine.
Yeah, I got it.
Or I can just
Tell me
I'll
where
use
you
this
want
one.
it.
I'll use this one.
You sure? I don't.
No, you're good. You're good.
Is it good?
Hi, how's it going? You know, I set these mic stands up. You think I would have used myself as an example, but come on, there it is. Hi, nice to see you all. How's that coming through? Good? All right, good. Well, good now. That's about the end of the good. All right, I'm gonna play a song for you, a few songs that I think I wrote a while ago for a moment just like this, for a crowd just like this, and for a time like just like this. I've been looking around this country, seeing what's been hidden in plain sight. Amongst the branches and the brambles are the ashes of my brother's life. Alive have cast the stones of sacred bones, blood and hatred in our veins. Melanin-based misery for some rich men to keep their greedy kind of way. As people scold and do what they're told, filled with money and envy. Someone to lose better not be you, all those with good and plenty. The war, it keeps on raging on, and that's what tortures me. No, they'll never lay me down, they'll never pacify me. I've been looking around this country, seeing whom they'd like to hide away. With twisted tales of democracy to justify the ends and living means. Dignity, it's the profit stream and the steady feed of racists on your screens. The truth might make you turn it off. Think about the legacy I'll leave. These people scroll to know what they're told, filled with money and greed. Oh, someone to lose better not be you. Oh, those with good and plenty. Oh, the war, it keeps on raging on, and that's what tortures me. No, they'll never lay me down, they'll never pacify me. Oh no, they'll never lay me down, they'll never pacify me. Oh, they'll never lay me down, they'll never pacify me. All right, I'm gonna be quick about the others, but song called Outlaw in the Blood. I've got outlaw in the blood, generations of warriors fighting the Cortez flood. Outlaw roots in the family tree, some cuz on sellers drawn as enemies. The Wild West in the sundown towns, laws were made by white men who paid, keeping the working folks down. Now there's a crisis and they want to solve it, but marijuana were never the problem. So if crossing the line from just laws is a crime, call me an outlaw, I'll be your outlaw. Cannabis and homemade wine, kind of stuff I get behind. Call me an outlaw, and I'll be your outlaw. Off the boat back at 24. A deal ran in, they made wine and sin until the cops broke down her door. Working people solidarity, screamed to show shout, the cops let her free. Now Donnie's and soldiers have come to go. The same fascists here running through the streets, making love against the law. Criminals of the past hold our love and sorrow. just villains of the now and heroes of tomorrow. So we've crossing the line of unjust laws is a crime. Call me an outlaw, and I'll be your outlaw. Cannabis and homemade wine, got a shit I get behind. Call me an outlaw, and I'll be your outlaw. No, we've crossing the line, but just laws is a crime. Call me an outlaw, and I'll be your outlaw. Cannabis and homemade wine, got a shit I get behind. Call me an outlaw, and I'll be your outlaw. Call me an outlaw, I'll be your outlaw. Call me an outlaw, I'll be your outlaw. Thank you.
The wings are Hartford, South Royalton. Well, it's
Anymore?
coming up. Hartford. Norwich. We need your signature. We need your support. Portland.
This is one last song. Thank you all so much for coming together for this. It was I don't want to say a good thing out of it because I don't really believe that there's any reason for it, but when Mohsen's words started echoing across this country, there was a word that started getting used that from liberals that I had never heard use it before, and that word was empire. That was an awareness that's a seed that's planted that Mohsen has done that I don't think I've seen any other, I'm going to say it, civil rights leader in our time ever do, a needle that I don't think I've heard anyone ever thread so well, which is that empire takes something from everybody at the cost of the very few, at the benefit of the very few and the wealthiest and the most dangerous among us. So if there's anything that I can say thank you for, Mohsen, is that your words have spread an awareness about what it means to live in an empire, and also now what it means when we all will defeat it, because we will defeat it. You've been hustling damn near every day, scripting safe for any way to pay the bills, but then no promises kept. Robbing Peter and Paul, Sam to pay Jeff, but still waiting for the spoils to trickle down. Still waiting for Uncle Sam to come around. God love the people, their soul and fire. But I tell you, man, goddamn the empire. Another butt-soaked day, another oil-drenched dollar. Just thieves called another child and mother. Sonny sent my brother to war, get back a shell of a man for some more to hold up, till waiting for the spoils to trickle down. Still waiting for Uncle Sam to come around. God love the people, their soul on fire. But I tell you, man, goddamn the empire. An American mind blew my abuelo away. $1 million a day for communism at bay. U.S. racist power funding fascist cowards. Immigration desperation, so government flounders. Still waiting for the spoils to trickle down. Still waiting for Uncle Sam to come around. God love the people, they're so on fire. But I tell you, man, goddamn the empire. God love the people, they're so fire. But I tell you, man,
Thank you so much. Mohsen, I love you. Thank you.
Me again, sorry. Oh, wait, did you turn me off? Did you turn me off?
Oh, yes.
I'll go over here, that's all right. No, this one's my height anyway. This one's for the show, people. Okay, so next we have Tim O'Hara. I'll let him introduce himself. Like I said, can't read the text. But I wanted to give Ethan another round of applause. And I want to let you know, he has a band called El Loco, and they're playing at the What Doth Rumble Fest DIY Music Fest at the museum in September. If you want to hear more songs of liberation, come on out, support Ethan, support local music. And Tim, it's all you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tim O'Hara. I'm from around here, and I'm with our local Palestine Solidarity organization, Upper Valley for Palestine. The group formed late in 2023 as a response to the ongoing horrors we're seeing in Gaza and the West Bank now. And we've been organizing around Palestinian solidarity, trying to win ceasefire resolutions at our various town halls. We won one in Hanover, we won one in Lebanon. We tried and failed to win one across the parking lot here in Hartford. And we try to organize film screenings, educational events, try to counter the narrative the false narrative we've been fed about Israel and Palestine for so many years. So sign up for our mailing list if you haven't already, and come to some of our events. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, and he's done.
No, I've got more. One of our initiatives we have going right now is we're working on a petition to get our local co-op food stores to stop stocking Israeli products. And I hope you join us, and if you're a co-op member especially, to sign, and when it comes time to talk to the board and tell them that you support our efforts there. And many of our members were also there in May of last year on the Dartmouth Green when almost 100 protesters were violently arrested as part of the shameful effort on the part of our institutions and government to silence dissent on the issue of Palestine. So in that same vein, earlier this year, we mobilized to support Mohsen when he was illegally detained, because we support his call for an end to the genocide and for the Palestinian people's full human rights to finally be recognized and protected. When our beloved neighbor Mohsen is hauled off by masked agents just for speaking his truth, we can't take that lying down, and we can't pretend that the issue of Palestine is a far-off controversy that doesn't concern us. When we see the horrors of Gaza, and increasingly of the West Bank, the destruction of homes, hospitals, schools, and mosques, the massacres and displacement, the weaponization of aid, and the resulting starvation, it's a natural response to feel overwhelmed, to have a feeling of helplessness in the face of an unsolvable problem. But I want to point out that there's really no other group in the world with as much power to change the trajectory of what's happening in Palestine than the American people. The genocide in Gaza and the occupation of Palestinian lands cannot stand without our support. And a majority of people in this country now oppose these policies. And the polls are telling us this, but the politicians aren't listening. So that's why we're advancing in our towns and anywhere that we can, the Apartheid-Free Communities Pledge. At town meeting earlier this year, 5 towns in Vermont became the first municipalities in the country to adopt the pledge. It's a commitment to join others in working to end all support to Israel's apartheid regime, settler colonialism, and military occupation. And the pledge for question is going to be brought forward in dozens more towns in the next meeting cycle with our help. including here in Hartford, Heartland, Norwich, other Upper Valley towns, Sharon, Stratford. So by using the democratic process that's still available to us, we're going to send a message to our leaders. We refuse to be complicit in the destruction of the Palestinian people. We are committed to ending our complicity, and we have no choice because humanity is demanding this of us. So if you haven't done it already, come by the table, join our mailing list, sign our petition, and let's make the Upper Valley an apartheid-free community. So it's my privilege to turn the mic over to Roan Wade now, another member of our organization, Upper Valley for Palestine, also of Students for Justice in Palestine at Dartmouth. And she's currently suspended at Dartmouth for their involvement in student activism for Palestine. So, thanks, Roan.
Hey guys. So exciting to see everyone out here today. And before I give an update and talk a bit about the state of the student movement for Palestine on our local college campus, Dartmouth, I first wanted to say, truly from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for all of the members of our community who have come and stood beside us for the past 2 years and long before that to pressure Dartmouth College, a university with an $8 billion endowment, to divest from weapons manufacturers and complicity in the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Truly, we could not survive without your consistent support. The way members of our community have bailed us out of jail, have given us vitamins and medical checkups when we're going on hunger strike, have been there for us. So thank you. I think everyone is aware that our universities and institutions of higher education have been brutally repressing the movement for Palestine. But I think it is really critical to understand that they are repressing the movement because there is a movement and the movement will win. Dartmouth has been lauded for being a place that loves and respects free speech, but that is more of a reflection of the amount of money they put into their media strategy than is the reality of free speech on campus. The reality is, Dartmouth was one of the first universities to arrest students for engaging in an encampment in October of 2023. Dartmouth arrested almost 100 students. Compared to the size of our student body, that is insane. Meanwhile, when we go on hunger strike, when we try every tactic imaginable, we are met with apathy. We are met with pointless meetings where 2 weeks on hunger strike only gets the college to acknowledge the fact that there are Palestinian students on our campus. Meanwhile, admitted students who will be joining us this fall, are trying to survive a genocide in Gaza. And so this past spring, we had our third encampment and subsequently a sit-in, and the college responded to our divestment proposal, which a coalition of students, faculty, staff, community members came together to write that perfectly aligned with the outlined criteria for divestment. They rejected it. And in response, we had a sit-in. And at the sit-in, not more than 2 hours after the sit-in concluded, I got a call from the dean of the college, and she said, "You're banned from campus, you're losing your employment, you're losing credit for your classes, who knows if your thesis counts? By the way, no healthcare, no housing, no food." But the reality is that while this is unprecedented in many ways for the suppression of the free speech exception to free speech that exists for Palestine and advocacy for Palestine on our college campuses, they can deprive us of education here in the US by suspending us, but every student in Gaza has also been deprived of an education. The reality is that there are no universities left in Gaza for students to go to. And so, you know, the energy here feels amazing. It's so heartening to see so many people come together and stand in solidarity for Palestine in spite of this repression. But the reality is, I think a lot of us are feeling the weight of the repression. And a lot of us are feeling like it's very difficult to go on.
that we've tried every tactic imaginable, and that still our universities and places of higher education and our governments and our politicians are not responding. But the reality is, and we need to learn from our peers in Gaza, that change does not happen overnight. That since the 2 years of the student intifada, we have achieved changes. We have passed ceasefire resolutions in our local community. We have won some material changes, and more importantly, we have educated our community and kept Palestine on the minds and tongues of our entire community. But we might be in this moment where it feels like things are a little quieter, where there's less direct action, there's less sit-ins, there's less encampments, things feel like they're in a holding pattern. But the reality is, this is a moment of healing for our movement, that we are training, that we are engaging in education, that we are going to come back stronger than ever in spite of the repression. I can say this summer, National Students for Justice in Palestine, we have been rigorously training ourselves. We have been learning from our peers and our comrades who engaged in Stop Cop City in Atlanta. We have been learning and on calls and learning directly from our peers who are attending colleges in the West Bank. And it is important that we look to our peers in Gaza, we look to our peers in Palestine, and follow their example of resistance, of in spite of everything, in spite of the oppression, we will continue to resist until Palestine is free. And we don't say that lightly. When we say Palestine is free, this is a lifelong dedication to this movement for liberation. We will not stop in spite of the repression, and we will continue. And so I guess as a concluding remark, stay tuned to all the exciting protests that will happen this fall. Follow us on Instagram at the Dartmouth Palestine Solidarity Coalition, and make sure you sign the petition to get our co-op to stop stocking Israeli products. Solidarity. Thank you.
Thank you, Roan. Next we have Rachel and Fran. Are they still here? Oh, here they come. Are you both coming up, or?
Brandy's gonna support me emotionally from the heart.
Totally cool. We roll like that in White River. Here is our representative from it's Vermont, New Hampshire, Jewish Voices for Peace.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel Coombs. I'm a local family physician, a mom, and a proud member of Jewish Voice for Peace. We have a table, the one with the black top there, and you can read about us and sign up for our mailing list and learn about all the other wonderful things that are going on here today. So, Jewish Voice for Peace is an organization of anti-Zionist Jews who, like everyone here today, have long understood that there is no path forward except for solidarity. Coming together as we are today, we can feel in our bodies our deep interconnectedness. We know that we need each other. When federal agents kidnapped Mohsen at his citizenship interview, they were not counting on this community springing into action so quickly as we've heard about today. That's right. They were not counting on us working so hard to keep him in Vermont instead of being disappeared to Louisiana. They were not counting on the Jewish community writing letters to Judge Sessions. And they were just not counting on us fighting for him. As I will say, all of us here will fight for any one of us here or anyone in our community when it happens again. And we did it. Together, we really did show the entire world that when we stand up to this fascist, racist government, that we can do this, that we can win. And we are not just going to let each other be disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah.
And right now I am remembering one of the most incredible moments of my life, and I know that probably all of you share this memory with me. What did Mohsen say when he was released? He told Trump and his cronies, "I am not afraid of you." Do you guys want to just say that with me? I am not afraid of you. I am not afraid of you. And I felt the electric jolt of pure truth with a capital T running through my body when he said those words. And so, Mohsen, Rumeysa, Ozturk, Mahmoud Khalil, they were abducted not by coincidence. They were abducted because they were talking about Palestinian liberation. And why is that? Well, as my friend Fran said to me yesterday, it's because the road to fascism leads through Palestine. It is the testing ground for what Naomi Klein and Astra Taylor have called end times fascism. Consider any social justice issue that matters to you if we care about our survival on this planet. If we care about a livable future for humanity, and you will see that the struggle for justice in Palestine is central to that. So whether it be disability rights, the rights of children, labor, freedom of speech, racial justice, reproductive rights, climate change, religious freedom, the prison industrial complex, so many more. There is no one today who is harmed more by anti-Semitism than Palestinians, because anti-Semitism is being used as the excuse for genocide. And we will refuse to fall for the petty us versus them mindset that benefits no one but billionaire war profiteers. There is no safety for any of us without solidarity. So we will keep educating ourselves about each other. We will keep organizing together, meditating, praying, singing, keeping our raw, vulnerable, traumatized, grieving hearts open. And we will keep saying to the murderous bullies, we are not afraid of you.
What a segue for Ken French. Ken's here to regale us with a song he wrote, inspired by Mohsen's words. What were those words again? I am not afraid of you. Are you ready, Ken?
Almost.
Oh, he's fussing with his phone. Like millennial.
All right.
You want that one?
Yeah, I'm going to work over here.
Okay. Do you need this one with guitar?
And then we're going to have some friends that are going to come
Oh,
over here,
good.
I think, too. Hello, hello, hello. Let's
Ken has friends?
turn this on. Yeah.
Coming up?
Here we are. Yeah. We're going to call up to the stage any of the brave little singers who are here today.
Hannah?
Yeah, come on up.
Susan? Where's Susan? I saw her.
Yeah.
Come on up and
Yeah.
sing.
So was anybody at the No Kings rally here? Did anybody go to that last month? All right, that's amazing. Did anybody make it up to Burlington where Mohsen spoke? Right? That was incredible, a day that changed my life, really. I'm gonna have to get a capo to play this song. You guys, you just enjoy yourself with the brave little singers for a second. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I'll teach you this song that I wrote. The day that I saw Mohsen speak in Burlington, I was so blown away and inspired that I went back and started working on this song. And I really didn't write this, I just sort of paraphrased Mohsen's words and then put it to music. And you hear that? Okay, so I'll give it to you line by line, and then everybody's going to stand up and sing it real loud so they can hear it all the way to Washington, I think, right? All right, so it goes like this. I am not afraid of you. There is only love in my heart. All right, you all sing that part. 2, 4. I am not afraid of you. Love in my heart. There is only love in my heart. All right, then the next part says, you can never hold me down. You can never tear us apart. Why don't you all sing that part? You can never hold me down. And you can never tear us apart. That was a little different here. To lock me up won't break me down. 'Cause we all know the truth. You're an empty crown. That's my favorite part. 'Cause I am not afraid of you. Let's all do it together. All right. I am not afraid of you. There is only love in my heart. You can never hold me down or tear us apart. You can never tear us apart. Hey, lock me up. Lock me up won't break me down. 'Cause we all know the truth. You're an empty crown, yeah. And I am not afraid. I'm not afraid of you. Okay, then the last time we're gonna do it, I was gonna say, the part's a little different in the middle with about ice. It says, you come for me behind your mask. And you come for all of us. Yeah, 'cause love will lift us up, and I am not afraid. Let's practice one more time, and then Ethan's gonna put the track on, the recording that we made. We'll all sing along to the track, okay? I am not afraid of you. Love in my heart. There is only love in my heart. Hold me down. And you can never hold me down or tear us apart. You can never tear us apart. Yeah, lock me up. So lock me up, won't break me down. 'Cause we all know the truth. You're an empty crown. And I am not afraid. Okay, that sounds great, everybody. Let's hear the track recorded in Burlington, Vermont by the Brave Little Singers. And you can find this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Here we go.
We will not fear anyone because our fight is a fight for love. It's a fight for democracy, it's a fight for humanity.
And what do you say?
The message is, I am not afraid of you.
Yeah. Okay, everybody sing. I am not afraid of you. That's right. There is only love in my heart. Hold me down. You can never hold me down. Get up, everybody, come on. And you can never tear us apart. lock me up. Lock me up, won't break me down. 'Cause we all know the truth. Empty crown, you're an empty crown. And I am not afraid. Okay, now we're gonna have a little verse. Now we're gonna hear the story of Moshen. I came from a distant land to study in peace. Right now I'm a target, being chased by police. That's why we're standing together, everyone side by side, building our future forever, feeling our feet rise. Everybody sing. I am not afraid of you. No, no, no. There is only love in my heart. You'll never hold me down. You can never hold me down. You'll never tear us apart. You can never tear us apart. Now come for me. Come for me behind your mask. And you come for all of us. And love will lift us up, 'cause I am not afraid. Oh, take it real loud. I am not afraid. All right, there's another story. There's blood in the refugee camp, as my best friend died in my arms. But here I am working for peace, with the hate to the hate and the harm. As brothers listen together, everyone side by side, we're building the future forever. Freedom is all that's prize. Sing everybody, I am not afraid of you. There is only love in my heart. Not afraid. You can never hold us down or tear us apart. You can never tear us apart. Lock me up. Lock me up, won't break me down. 'Cause we all know the truth. Empty crown, you're an empty crown. And I am not afraid. No, no, you'll never tear me down. There is only love in my heart. You can never hold me down. You never tear us apart. You'll never tear us apart. Yeah, we're not afraid. Let's give it to them. Oh, I am not afraid. We're all in this together. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. All right, everybody. All right. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you, Moshen. Okay. Look for the brave little singers on YouTube. Thank you, Boyce.
Gosh, I'm kind of a sad follow-up to that. Wow. It was wonderful to see everybody on their feet, and the song is very catchy, and I promise you, you will hear it in your sleep tonight. I want to take a quick shout out and let you know that over at the tie-dye t-shirt tent, you will find people from Three Rivers Indivisible, and they have a sign-up sheet if you're interested. That's Jesse waving. And we also have information about the Upper Valley Visibility Brigade. The Upper Valley Visibility Brigade are the folks that stand on the interstate and drop banners. And if any of you didn't get to see what they did on Friday on 89 and 91, it said, "Be brave like Mohsen." And if you want to sign up for that, we've got literature. And I represent a group called Upper Valley Rise Up, and this is what we do. We just do stuff. So if you need stuff, we also have a really cool website. It's www.uvriseup.org. And on that website, we post all the local actions. We have a page where you can actually see where you can go protest any day of the week in the Upper Valley. We have a page dedicated to Mohsen. We have free art. We have, you want t-shirts, talk to me, all kinds of fun stuff on there. Petitions, other groups that you can join, or if you're interested, learn more about. So if you get a chance, just, uvriseup.org. I highly recommend it. Okay. Next we have Salaam. She's like, oh.
I'm still singing in my head.
I told you.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Oh. We love Salaam.
Hello, everyone. I guess I'm short too, so. My name is Salaam, and I am a Palestinian Semitic indigenous woman. And I am here to rise up with all of you, and to be with all of you, and to be with the apple of my eye and the son of my heart, Mohsen Mahdawi. I love you. I am overwhelmed by this gathering. I actually did prepare a speech, but then too much had happened. Joy, can I release this? This is like bugging me, if you don't mind. I just want this to be free, if possible. Sorry.
You want to hold it?
Okay, it's loose. I just
Anybody know how to free a microphone? There we go.
You shouldn't do anything, Joy. Oh my God, I believe in you.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, just bang it.
Right. But there is too much has been happening and continue to happen as far as the genocide goes. On the genocide end, there was the targeting of many journalists. Last of them is Muhammad and Anas Sharif. The way they were assassinated, they just really dropped a missile on them and then killed them. And the world is watching. The world is watching. And I did reach out to a journalist, a friend of mine, who's in Ramallah. He's in the West Bank of Palestine, and I wanted his opinion on what's happening. And he has a message for everyone saying, so my friend says, they have been targeting journalists for a very long time. And I believe that everybody can remember that, and everybody has actually, we have been speaking about it, but politicians are refusing to acknowledge what has been happening in Palestine. And of course, when they kill the journalists, how can we get the message? How can we see what Israel is doing to Palestinians? What America, what Europe has been doing to Palestinians with their own weapon of mass destruction? As we speak, many Palestinians continue to die, not just by weapons that we make here in the US and in Europe, but also by hunger. Palestinians aren't hungry, they're being starved as a tool to break the resilience of Palestinians. But guess what? Palestinians will continue to be resilient. And nobody, no hunger, nothing, no Trump, no one not Netanyahu. No one can break the spirit of a Palestinian person, a Palestinian child, a Palestinian mother, a Palestinian fighter. No one. I mean, no one. Also, I know I've seen it circle where everybody's been excited about a bunch of European countries are pretending to recognize, or they want to recognize what's so-called the state of Palestine, which makes less than 10% of Palestine, okay? So, my friend, who's been a journalist for almost 18 years, says, you need to let your friends and people know that it's impossible to establish a state of Palestine or a Palestinian state peacefully unless it's been recognized by the United States of America. It's impossible. The American Zionist empire won't let that happen, of course, because they would veto any time the European, and the European knows that. The European Union, they know and they are aware, so is the Arab countries are aware. So all of us could recognize the state of Palestine, but if the US doesn't recognize it, then it's absolutely useless. So let's not focus on the state of Palestine because we don't have a governor, we don't have a government. It's all just tools to really oppress Palestinians even further. There have been, as the Israelis committing genocide in Gaza on a daily basis, they have been confiscating thousands and thousands of acres of land in the West Bank. And no one is talking about it. Nobody. Please pay attention, okay? So, and of course, we have to pay attention, all eyes on Palestine, whether the prisoners, whether the Palestinians, whether the American Palestinians who have been killed in Palestine, and no one is doing anything about it. Again, there's too much that's going on that really made me feel like I cannot really use much of my speech to talk about what's happening. I feel like all of you are really aware of what's happening. All what I can hope and pray that all of us will rise and all of us will be brave enough to speak up and not be afraid to lose a job, not be afraid. You know, Palestinians are losing their lives, they're losing their education, they're losing their minds. You know, it's absolutely insane. So we all have to come together. And this has been happening even prior to 1948. And keep thinking also of the Palestinian refugees who have been living abroad in refugee camps for over 78 years. Please keep them in your mind and in your prayers. Palestinians' lives matter. They're humans, they have the dreams like all of us. I truly believe that Mohsen would speak a little bit more about it. So I'm going to introduce Mohsen to you. Just a moment, Mohsen. I just had, of course, I mean, I could never write enough and say enough about the child. Free Palestine, that's right, free Palestine. And before I introduce Mohsen, I just wanted to remind everyone that Mohsen is not free yet.
That's right.
Mohsen is not off the hook yet. ICE immigration are still after him. And they still want him deported. So please continue to support Mohsen. Mohsen needs all of us, and we need him. We need him, really. We need him a lot. The day Mohsen was abducted, I thought I was gonna die. It was the hardest thing for me to watch. And the day he was freed, even just to stay in Vermont, I thought I was gonna die again, but out of happiness. And I'm still scared because I don't trust ICE, or I don't trust this disgusting government. I'm afraid they will sneak up on him. And please stay tight and close to Mohsen, as close as you can. As Mohsen had captured thousands of hearts, perhaps even millions of hearts and souls, not just around circles, but also around the world, seriously. Mohsen is not the kind of person who goes with the flow. Rather, he becomes the flow in any situation. Mohsen would never look away from the pain and the suffering of any people, because he feels he would be diminishing their humanity and his as well. To the man who is, love is the way who centered, that's what I was looking for, God. It tries to help, you know. It helps to write, but to the man who is centered in love and peace and humanity, I love you with all my heart, and I would do anything for you. I even offered them to take me instead of you, but your attorney says that's not going to work, so. But I love you, and here you are, Mohsen Habibi, come up here. Free Palestine, and free Mohsen.
It is such a great joy, honor, and I feel deeply humbled to be here in your presence. And I've been waiting for this moment since I was released to come in person and to tell you that my gratitude is way beyond any words that can express. The gratitude for the love that you've shown me, for the love that I felt when I was in prison, in that cell, 7 by 12. In that very oppressive decision, you may not imagine it or believe it, but the amount of love that I felt in the cell is something I've never experienced or felt in my entire life, and that's because you showed up, and I've heard and saw the news of you coming together, bringing your hearts, and marching in the streets, and writing letters, and speaking with our representatives for my freedom. Thank you for that. And there is so much more to thank you for. There is so much more to thank you for, because this place is a home for me. And in order to feel at home, there are things that have to be met. As Khalil Gibran said, home is where you feel safe, so safety and loved, and the other one is love. And those who surround you there are your people. And it's the first time in my life that I felt safe and loved at the same time. And that's because I'm surrounded by you. You have provided me with a sense of home, a community. I felt rooted. When I came here to the Upper Valley in 2014, I was a wounded child with broken wings from the pain and the trauma that I have lived through in a Palestinian refugee camp in the West Bank. I was carrying that level of trauma and pain with me. Soreness, a sense of injustice, reactions to different things, and I didn't know why. But the level of safety that I experienced and the level of love allowed my wounds to come up. I felt safe to show my wounds and to speak to many communities, including Jewish communities, about my pain and my experience. And what I was met with is healing, because you heard my voice. You opened your heart to me. You allowed me to heal and to grow. So thank you for that. And thank you for those who have given me a hand of support. I came here almost barely able to speak English, and now I'm starting a second degree at Columbia University, and that's because of the good people who supported me here. Here is where I dealt with my trauma, where I healed my trauma, where a trauma therapist who grew up in Bomford in the Upper Valley mentored me and healed me over a whole year. And the process is replacing fear with love. That's the process of healing for me, and I believe this is the process of healing for America, and this is the process of healing for Palestine and for the whole world, and it starts from within us.
That's right.
And so that connection that we have here, it reminds me also of the beautiful environment that we live in. It reminds me of the hemlock trees that are interconnected at their roots. This is our community, and nothing can uproot us. It reminds me of the love that we share with the world, of the maple trees that are hard love, hardwood, and sweet sap that produce the delicious syrup that Vermont is proud of. This is our love for humanity and for our community. And it reminds me also of the resilience of the oak trees that live for hundreds of years. We learn from this environment, and we are interconnected with it, and our existence and our health, inner health, is connected also to the health of our environment. And the fight for justice that we are fighting for Palestine, for humanity, it's also connected to our environment. So I'm very grateful for all of you, for the support, for the love, for the resilience that you are showing up and showing. It's sometimes unfortunate because it took my detention to bring people together. I see that as a spark that can start a fire for light, a fire of warmth, a fire of gathering, not a fire to burn others. Because our fire is a fire for love. And this is what we bring here when we come together. What happened to me when I get detained is just a sign of the cruelty of different regimes, the horrible policies that can be enacted, and the sign that there is something wrong in the system. There are loopholes. And you coming to stand up for me is standing up for all of us. Because we see it started at the beginning with the visa holders about free speech on Palestine. Then they came to the green card holders. Then they came to the naturalized citizens. And now we see what's happening. They are deploying the National Guard. This is pure fascism. And we are the canary of this country when it comes to Palestine. And if we don't come together, we're going downhill. So this is the other part that I wanted to share, is that the freedom of Palestine is interconnected to the justice system, to democracy in America. And this is becoming more and more clear. Equality for all, no racism, no fascism, no supremacy. Because the reason that my people in Palestine are being killed and their killing is being justified is basically because they see us less of humans. This is one part. And the other part, which Becca also touched base on, that is many people don't know fully the truth. The American people have not had access to the full truth, to what has been going on for the past 77 years with my people, with the Palestinian people. And this is, part of it is a propaganda that has been enacted by the government, and a complicity that has been also enacted and applied by the media. And how could we actually bring justice to this world or stand by our moral principles if we don't have the access to the truth? So what the American government has done with me, it's not only an attack on free speech, it's an attack purely, a pure attack on the truth. I come from a refugee camp where I witnessed and lived through the pain and the horror. I saw my best friend getting shot in front of my eyes as a child on the hands of an Israeli soldier. I saw my uncle who was assassinated when I was 11 years old on my birthday. A bullet in his shoulder and 2 bullets in his head filled with blood. I woke up many nights on the horror of the explosions and bombing in the refugee camp. I lost 2 cousins during the second uprising, and 4 cousins so far since October 7th, and tens of extended family members. I come from an experience, and my truth, all what I'm sharing, is the American people deserve to hear the truth. And what the American government has done with me and tried to make an example of me, to silence everybody else who dare to stand up, who dare to speak up for truth, who dare to dissent to the government. So we realize the connection between both of the rights of the Palestinian people for freedom and liberation and equality, and the rights of the American people to a true democracy that respects and honors everybody, regardless of their background, of their color, of their religion, of their gender, of their education. So that brings me to the point that I have to share and emphasize that us working together is a march for humanity. And what I believe at the core of my heart, that coming together, because the project is peace. And how do we bring peace? We bring peace through justice. And how do we bring justice? We need the truth. Because as Gandhi said, the truth has its own power. I believe that humans at their core are good people. The moment we know the truth, we will make moral decisions, unless if we are controlled by fear. And this is the key as well. If we allow only the energy of fear, which is an energy of survival, to bring us out, we are not acting necessarily from a place of love. And how do we know if we are afraid or not? The body never lies. You feel it in your body. So if you feel that like tension, that clench in your body, that shortness of breath, that heatedness, inability to think clearly, it's time actually to sit down and meditate, to become aware of it, and to transform, figuring out how to transform the energy of fear into love. Because if you have love, no fear in this world can shake you or change your mind. Because you are speaking your truth. And if you are speaking your truth, you are so powerful. And we are speaking our truth here and will continue to speak our truth. Most likely, and I believe that this might be the largest fight for equality and for humanity in the history of our humanity. We are interconnected through technology more than any time before. The horror that we see, that I spoke up for, and which many of you spoke up for, the genocide in Gaza, killing more than 60,000 Palestinians and injuring at least 200,000. 1/3 of them are children, and the other third is women. Without any level of clarity, without any level of justice, starving the children, we see them as walking skeletons. We see it on screens. It's like we are living it. We see the parents collecting the pieces of their children's body parts and putting them in bags. This is something I've done when I was in the refugee camp when I was 12 years old. And I can't share with you enough how painful is it when you peel a skin off a wall, when you collect fingers, body pieces, and put them in a plastic bag. This is happening every hour in Gaza. We see that the Israeli fascist genocidal army has destroyed almost every hospital in Gaza. They have destroyed every school, every worship places between mosques and churches. They have killed journalists, more than 240 journalists, the largest number of journalists in recent days. And they have killed medics, and they have not allowed the journalists to get, an outside journalists who are not Palestinians to get into Gaza. And they are suffocating the people. And it is finally coming, the word genocide is coming out, but that's not it. What's happening also, we are seeing in the West Bank, the Israeli army and the fascist Israeli government annexing the West Bank and taking it over and ethnically actually cleansing Palestinian refugee camps, similar to the camp that I came from, third generation in a camp, because they took our lands and they prevented us from returning, which is a right in the United Nations for the refugees to return to their homes. To this day, Israel is preventing us to go back to our lands and our homes. So I believe that seeing all of this has waken up the consciousness of humanity, and we are seeing the largest momentum in recent history. People coming together and saying starving children is not something that we would be silenced for. And I believe that fascist governments and far right-wing groups are also mobilizing around the world to destroy the systems of democracy, because a true system of democracy is a system that would provide justice to everyone. And what they're doing now, they are destroying and deteriorating the system of democracy, and they're coming after minority groups in this country, and they're coming after liberal universities that are the place to share thoughts, to be able to critique the system, to be able to provide insights. And this is a very dangerous moment, because universities are the parts of the checks and balances of any democratic system. It's not much different than the courts, because people are producing thoughts and writing in details and bringing different energies and people together in order to see new insights. So what's happening with Dartmouth College here And what's happening at Columbia and other universities, the government coming after the universities because they know that students are the future. And because they know that the truth is so powerful by itself, without the need to use any level of violence, just sharing the truth has changed the tide in America. And now what I hope for you to do is to be able to continue to be engaged in this, to organize. We must organize because the danger and the stakes are very high for America and for Palestine and for the rest of humanity. And we have to support the students who are part of the community here in the Upper Valley, because on their own and without the wisdom and the experience and the resources of the community, they are fighting a multi-billion-dollar institution that is being complicit with a genocide and has been giving up and laying down to the Trump's administration. It's very dangerous. The stakes are very high. But we should not be afraid. And we should always center ourselves in love. Because again, if you're centered in love, there is no fear that can root you up from this love. So the last couple of thoughts I want to share with you in terms of action. We have to root ourselves in love and in human rights. Human rights are a product of democracy. America, in fact, Eleanor Roosevelt, 1948, was one of the people who drafted the Charter for Human Rights. And human rights are translated into international law. So we have to take that as a principle in order to prevent further harm for people. And this can be done on a local level, whether if it's divesting from entities that are supporting the genocide and the apartheid system, or whether if you are passing laws with local boards, such as the Select Board here and in other towns, and passing policies and advertising for policies, for policy change on a state level. We have to be able to organize and to build, because I believe that we are capable of creating the largest movement, anti-war movement, pro-peace movement, pro-democracy movement in the history of this world. Thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your generosity. And I encourage you to be able to bring your resources, whether if you are volunteering to support with the movement, we're creating a foundation in order to have this to become the vehicle for the movement, or with your money or with your words. I'm grateful to be in community with you. I'm honored to be in community with you. And I look forward to continuing building up for humanity, for Palestine, for America, and for our beloved ones. Thank you.
Well, we've got our work cut out for us, eh? Thank you, Mohsen. So I'm not going to belabor anything. The permit goes till 6, but you know what? Now you're picnickers. If I could get Aaron and Jen and Jesse and Christine to join me up here for a minute, that would be great. Okay. Do you guys want to sing? Is that what you're looking for? All right, you sing.
Yes. So, Mohsen is not yet free, and Palestine is not yet free, and there is work to be done. So, if you would like to learn more about how you can support Mohsen's vision, go and visit the tables under the tents.
Also, if you want to sing and bring songs to the streets and to the rallies and also uplift yourself and your community, we've started a solidarity singing group that meets at 7 Stars on Tuesday evenings, starting in November, the second week. September. Thank you, Sylvie. September. So come find me if you're interested in learning more and singing more together. Yay. They're meeting, so we're gonna sing. Okay. Yeah. If you want to sing right now and come up on stage, please do. Here we go. Our love is stronger than the fear. Yeah. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are a mighty chorus, and we are not afraid. All right, let's hear that mighty chorus. Here we go. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are a mighty chorus, and we are not afraid. One more time with all your heart, let's go. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. Our love is stronger than the fear. We see the path before us, and we are not afraid. We are a mighty chorus, and we are not afraid. Beautiful. Thank you for being here. Maybe we're done now. I don't know. That's it. That's it. Oh, we can see. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll just give this to you because I got it.
Hi, those of you who are still around, Arrow would like to share a song she wrote about the Apartheid-Free Community. Arrow?
It's an honor to be here today with all of you. What does it mean to be an apartheid-free community? To come together in solidarity. It means we disagree with crimes against humanity, all forms of oppression, racism and bigotry, desecration, denigration, obliteration, military occupation, settler colonization, desecration, denigration, obliteration, military occupation, settler colonization. That's why we need to be apartheid-free, apartheid-free, to work together in solidarity. We affirm our commitment to freedom, justice, and equality for the Palestinian people and for all people. We oppose all forms of racism, bigotry, discrimination, and oppression. We declare ourselves an apartheid-free community, and to that end, we pledge to join others in working to end all support to Israel's apartheid regime, settler colonialism, and military occupation. We declare ourselves to be an apartheid-free community. We come together in solidarity. That's what it means to be an apartheid-free community. That's what it means to be an apartheid-free community. That's what it means to be an apartheid-free community. To work together in solidarity. Solidarity.